You're watching the Kansas City Chiefs Report, powered by Chat Sports. I am your fearless leader, Tyler Jones, here with you. Thanks for joining us. It is time to drop our sacks and touch our bags on this mailbag edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. We are talking some trades. I've already taken a sneak peek into the mailbag. I've seen you guys are talking Tyrann Mathieu, Khalil Herbert, among others. Also got some questions about mandatory minicamp and OTAs. We'll go through all of those and more coming up on today's show. Let's begin with Paul, who writes in, hashtag Chiefs, KC Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, and a KC Chiefs Super Bowl. Hey, that sounds good to me. Here is what I would say to that, Paul. The first two would be fantastic, okay? I think everybody would love that to happen. But the first one, 5,000 yards, it sounds good in theory, but here's where I would hesitate for a moment on the idea of Patrick Mahomes throwing for 5,000 yards. Typically, if you were throwing for that many yards, you were playing from behind. I don't want to be playing from behind that much. So although it sounds nice in theory, in practice, I hope it doesn't get to that case. So I don't need Patrick to throw for 5,000 yards. The rest of it, though, that'd be great if it works out that way, Paul. Thanks for the question. Tony says, hashtag Chiefs, how do I know if Juju can do better next season, Tyler? And Kingsley and King Felix, Highwood, how can they improve? Okay, there's lots to take in there, Tony. Let's take it one by piece. Let's start with Juju. Him being on the field, that'd be a step in the right direction. Let's stay healthy and let's not fumble the football. You do those things, Juju, that would be great. That's all I really need from Juju. And if there's an injury or something, step up and be available. Otherwise, I don't really need much from Juju. Kingsley, I need him to do a good job at the guard spot. Look, we know Kingsley doesn't have the longest arms. All right, his wingspan, it's not like me here. You know, he doesn't have that wingspan like some of us are fortunate with. I'm giving him a hard time. Obviously, he's got a bigger wingspan than me. But Kingsley, as long as he holds his own at the guard spot, doesn't let the short arms become an issue, I think he's going to be a better guard than he will be a tackle. King Felix, I need production. Kind of like we talked about with Juju. Just give me anything. Something would be better than what we've seen the last few years. And I would take it a step further. I think the challenge for King Felix, I think that he's a former first-round pick. He needs to step up and be a starter caliber player. I think that would be great if he could do that. And then Hollywood Brown, stay healthy, brother. If he stretches the field vertically and they can open up the passing game more, that'd be great. But if he's just another possession receiver, that works too. But stay healthy, be available. I think those would be the keys for all those guys. But, Tony, that might be the best question you've ever asked in this show, man. A lot of good points, how all those guys could improve. Folks, want to make sure not only you're subscribed, but you're a part of what we call the Noti Gang here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Those are the folks that are the first to know when we have new content here, whether it's our daily news and rumors, our live shows we do on Tuesdays, breaking news, Q&A mailbags. It's all right here on your one-stop shop for all things Kansas City Chiefs. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Lock us in each and every day on the channel. We got you covered. If you're part of that Noti Gang, spam Noti Gang in the comment section, and we certainly appreciate y'all. Let's head to the danger zone now. Highway to the danger zone. Kenny Loggins. Question for the chat. Answer this one for me. This is impromptu weigh-in. Better Kenny Loggins song. Danger Zone or Footloose? Ooh. I go Danger Zone. Back to the question. Fearless Leader, hello there. Salute to you. I need to know, should the Chiefs bring back Tyrann Mathieu? I'm always going to be a fan of the Honey Badger. I think he's going to have his name in the Ring of Honor someday in Kansas City. I enjoyed his time here. He was an awesome leader, a great teammate. He was highly productive. I have nothing but positive things to say about Tyrann Mathieu. And I'm glad to see that he's done well with the New Orleans Saints, that his career has continued to go at a high level, even if the Saints haven't played well. He's averaged 3-4 interceptions this season, still a decent number of pass breakups. He's been healthy, even at this stage in his career. I'm very happy for the Honey Badger that he's continued to excel in a new place. With that being said, Tyrann Mathieu coming back to Kansas City? I don't think so. All right. I'm rooting for the guy, but I don't need him here. I believe in Jaden Hicks. I believe in Brian Cook. You got Mike Edwards there. If you're going to make a trade, if you're going to give up capital, and if you're going to pay somebody, I think that you would be better off than just bringing in another safety at this point in time. Tyrann Mathieu, hell of a football player, but I'm good. I'm fine. I don't need Honey Badger back. Nothing but the best. Rooting him on, but I'm good. Should the Chiefs trade for Tyrann Mathieu? It is our pinned comment today. You might get an ad break while the ad's playing. Get your votes in. Let me know what you think. T for trade, P for pass. Chime in the comment section and let us know. Chief Dog writes in, who is one free agent you want Kansas City to still sign? Ooh, good question. So we did a video this week, glad you asked, on some potential free agent targets. And at the time of this recording, 3 names that had my attention at 3 different positions. Amari Cooper, Brandon Schrafe, and Zadarius Smith. And you can go check out that video for more analysis on all 3 of those individuals. But they all serve a different need. You can never have too many pass rushers. Zadarius Smith still playing at a high level. Brandon Schrafe would make you feel a lot better about the guard situation, the way things are looking right now with the fact that we don't know what the Chiefs are going to get out of Kingsley. And then Amari Cooper at the wide receiver spot. I like this wide receiver room, but Amari Cooper could make you have some strength in numbers and be really stacked, really loaded, especially since you got some injury-prone players like Hollywood Brown and Juju Smith-Schuster as well. So those are some 3 names. You asked for 1. I gave you 3, Chief Dog. There you go. Baba writes in. Boba Fell. What do you think about trading for Khalil Herbert? I'm a big fan of Khalil Herbert. You guys know I always carry my KU Yeti with me. Khalil Herbert, I covered him when he was at the University of Kansas. When he was a very good running back, and he was having to share the same backfield with Puka Williams. And you guys know I keep it real around here. I thought he got screwed by KU, to be honest. They were so enamored with Puka. And Les Miles and that coaching staff, they just had a wet dream about Puka Williams that they ignored what they had in Khalil Herbert. And fast forward to 2025. Puka Williams is out of the league. Khalil Herbert, he's still doing a decent job. And last year wasn't his best season by any stretch. His numbers were down as he went from Chicago to Cincinnati. Only had 36 carries, 130 yards. His yards per carry were down 3.6 and 1 touchdown. It's all for the right price. I think with Khalil Herbert, he's one where I'm probably not trading much. You know, maybe a 7th-round pick. Maybe it's a player that's a borderline roster player that I could potentially give up and bring him in. But if he gets released for whatever reason, if he doesn't make the 53-man roster and he's sitting out there, I would potentially give Khalil Herbert a call. I'm not willing to give up much, but I would give Khalil Herbert a look. He's a very good pass catcher. I think he's a decent runner. I'm a fan of Khalil Herbert, and I'd be open to that possibility for the right price. Should the Chiefs trade for Khalil Herbert? Sound off in the comments section. You got 2 options here. Type Y for yes, in for no. Weigh in. Tell us what you think. Bob Marley, check it in. Don't worry. Be happy. Will Ashton Gelati have a big impact on the defense this season? Good question. You know, I look at Ashton Gelati, and I think that there is some work to be done. He is far from a finished product. The Chiefs did not draft him expecting he would be a finished product. But as you look in the details, the numbers, what he did at Louisville the past 2 seasons, his pressure rate was about the same both years. But his sacks numbers were down this year compared to what they were last year. I don't think he has a big impact on the defense this season. I think this year, as he's working with Spags and that coaching staff, they kind of zero in and they say to him, all right, Ashton, how do we turn those pressures into sacks? John Gruden would be the first to tell you, I don't want pressures. I want sacks. Bring him down. I think they work on that this year, and then hopefully he takes that next step up to play a significant role in the defense next year. Aoki writing in, do you think Jaylen Royals is going to make the offensive line fearful? Jaylen Royals making the offensive line fearful? I don't know what you're saying here, Aoki. Maybe I'm missing something here. But I will answer that about the wide receiver spot. I'll tell you this. The offensive line, no. Doesn't have impact on the offensive line. Receiving core, yeah, it adds depth. It'll help the receiving core. And I think you have a scary good receiving core. But offensive line, I don't see that being much impact. Last question. Mr. Jones and me. Who in the check can name who sings that song? It's one of my personal favorites, as a fellow Mr. Jones. Who will be the Chiefs sack leader? A lot of people are going to tell you that guy over there, if I get my finger pointing in the right direction. There we go. Chris Jones. George Karlaftis is the answer that I would give you. I think Karlaftis is the name to watch. I think that he's just getting started and that he has star potential in this league. I expect big things out of George Karlaftis. Thanks for joining us here this edition of the Kids and Chiefs Report. For continuing Chiefs coverage, subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Turn notifications so you never miss a moment. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.